Hi everyone, day 4 was played today in Grand Chess Tour in Poland. It was Blitz 9 rounds. I will show you a very interesting game between Carlsen and Aronian. Let's jump quickly into the game. Carlsen was white, he started with e4, e5 and already surprise d4, and after he takes d4, Carlsen plays c3. And he said in his post-match interview that he played c3, the Danish opening, because his coach Peter Heine Nielsen from Denmark is celebrating 50 years anniversary. So it was his coach wish to play Danish Gambit. And here, after this move, there are many possibilities. Of course, the main one is that we can take this pawn and knight can take on c3. But also possible here is to play bishop to c4 and actually sacrifice another pawn. But also possible, instead of taking here, is this move, which actually Aronian played, d5. Now we take the pawn on d5. Here the main move is to capture with the queen, but Aronian played knight f6. Now we develop a knight with knight to f3. Now knight takes the pawn. Now queen has to take here, and after knight to c6, attacking the queen. Carlsen didn't play queen to e4 because after queen to e7, black would have a better position, and he rightly played bishop to b5, so that knight cannot capture this queen. Now here the main move would be to play, or the main line would be to play bishop to e7, castle, castle, but already Aronian played slight inaccuracy, check with queen on e7. Now Carlsen finds actually the only move, but very strong one, which still gains an advantage for white. Knight to e5, very strong. Bishop to d7. We have to take this knight with the bishop, and after bishop takes, yes, actually it was even better to take with the pawn. After bishop takes, Carlsen just castled. Queen e6. Now we capture this bishop on c6. And here again, better would be to capture with the pawn, but Aronian opted to capture with the queen. And here, already very interesting line. Actually, Carlsen played rook to e1, but better would be just to play c4. And after knight to b4, we ignore this threat to fork the rook and the queen. We play knight c3, and after knight to c2, we can even go back with queen on d1. So we attack this knight. And let's see what happens if knight takes the rook. Now rook to e1 is a check, bishop e7, and here very nice move, knight to d5. And how to save this bishop? If black castled, then actually this would lose a queen. So yes, in that position white was winning, but Carlsen first check on e1, and here after bishop to e7 there was again this move, c4, knight b4, and after knight to c3, again knight to c2, but now we don't play queen to d1, but we take this bishop. And after king takes, we can take on g7. Now knight takes our rook, and knight d5 check, king d7. Of course, if we go to back rank, we would lose this rook. So black goes to d7. And after queen f7, let's say king d8, bishop g5. So we also use this bishop. And after king to c8, knight e7 would lose a queen, like this. So, okay, let's go back. So instead of c4, Carlsen took on g7. Now, long castle, and queen to g4 check was played. So it's a good idea to get queen to the safe place as soon as possible. King b8, and here, funny enough, computer suggests this move, knight d2, and after rook h to g8, only now queen to f3, but apparently queen to f3 was slight inaccuracy, because now bishop to c5, knight d2, So very funny that it's almost the same position, but without this rook move with the tempi. And here the best move is to just play a rook here on e8, but Aronian played queen to f6, a blunder. And why is this a blunder? Because Carlsen took just a few seconds to take this queen. Now knight takes. Now knight b3. We open this bishop and also attack black's bishop. Bishop b6. And here Carlsen missed a nice opportunity to play bishop to g5. Actually, he played bishop to e3, but let's see why bishop to g5 was better. Because now this knight is under attack. If we protect it with rook to d6, now we can play c4, amazing move, threatening to fork a rook and a bishop. So let's see what happens if black plays c5. Then very easy, easy bishop to f4 would lose the whole rook. Also possible after bishop to g5 is to play knight g4, but now actually computer just suggests to take this rook, and after bishop takes here, a king, yes, to f1 is better, and if you take here, then bishop just go to e7, and actually this position is better for a white according to computer. But as I said, Carlsen played bishop to e3, now rook h to e8 was played. Now we take the bishop, ab. Now Carlsen will play some good maneuvering and attacking moves. Also notice that white is a pawn up, knight e4. Here we can play also f3, but Carlsen opted for Luft. King Luft, king has to read with g3. Knight to d6 was played. Now king goes up, c5. Okay, our knight is under attack. What to do? Knight f3, nice square. King c7. Now we take one pair of rook. We want to exchange as many pieces as possible and go to the king and king pawn endgame, where white is a pawn up. Rook to e1. Now rook to e8. We have to protect this pawn by playing a3. And here black has to prevent knight jumps to g5. So black plays h6. Rook e7 was a check. Where to go? Okay, king goes here to d8. Where has to go white's rook? Okay, we have to go back. So just a little tickling move by Carlsen. b5, and knight to e5. Nice move. So knight wants to enter here or here. And after blunder king to c7, Carlsen just took a pawn on f7. And Aronian, I watched a live report, he just shook his head and resigned after 20 seconds. Let's see what would happen if black takes the knight. Then this is a check. Let's say king here. And we just pick up this knight on f7. And yes, white is 2 pawns up. And white is winning. So very interesting game by Carlsen, amazing player, great inspiration. What else can we say? And tomorrow is the final round, and we will get the winner for Grand Chess Tour in Poland. Thank you for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.